don't like that face.
What face?
I don't know why it's. Maybe it's because I've just gotten used to Misskiff, but the face is throwing me off compared to everyone else's.
Wow, they don't like their face superficial much.
I think
Gotten too
it's.
accustomed to non-humanoid faces.
I think it's also just because everyone else's avatars, when they've been using Hero Forge, is like the full model, and so it's zoomed fully out.
I do
Whereas that
have
is like
like a
zoomed
full
so
body
far.
version.
I know it's just 'cause it's so zoomed into the face. It'll take me a while to get used to. Like you know me, it's rare when Uncanny Valley triggers in me, but for some reason that triggered it. Then I was there going and I just heard a loud explosion outside. Like, I know it's fireworks. I
It's
know it's
okay.
bombing.
You live in the war zone that is the United Kingdom.
Not only that, we know where the nearest fireworks shop is from our house. So
Yeah.
anytime it gets to bonfire now, we half expect this to be the year when we just look over and just see a massive fireball. Especially given
You,
it's
you,
right near the train station.
you should hear what happened in Enschede here when people fucked around with fireworks.
They didn't fuck around with fireworks. There was a fireworks storage that caught fire and then blew away half a neighborhood.
Was the fireworks storage illegal or legal?
Illegal.
Was that ill or
It was allowed.
ah?
I think I remember seeing that one on the news like a
In
bit back.
2001. It is what it is what happened in 2001. I
Big
remember
bada boom.
I remembered it well because I was at a kids party in the cinema nearby and we could hear it over the movie.
Let's just say it leveled the whole area of the city.
Yeah, half a neighborhood.
That's why. That's why it's in the memory. That's literally the same year I left high school. So I must have heard about that like just as I was leaving high school or when I was in college.
Leigh.
Yeah.
There.
I know, so I'm keeping it as it is at the moment because oh my god.
I've moved it.
I'm keeping it as it is. I turn back to Firefox just to see Tiny. This is their canon height now compared to everyone else.
Just like, yes, I was given a sleeping curse at some point in my life.
A sleeping curse?
I heard
I
a
know.
sleeping curse as well.
Shrinking curse.
I was given a sleeping curse. Okay, but how does that affect your height? I sleep standing up and gravity's a bitch. Anyway, greet yourself and welcome back to the Devil Darlings. Last time, you all. Misskiff basically went off to hang out on the ship for a bit after trying to figure out what next to do with their life. As you basically.
Relatable.
Just like,
Yeah.
right, bye guys, I'm gonna have an existential crisis on the ship.
As you all
Okay,
decided
bye.
what next to do, you decided to try and figure out about asking anyone who managed to bring in certain bags of holding, and through that you met your new. I don't want to say full-time companion because, let's face it, you've only hired her at the moment. Who knows what'll happen beyond that? If I recall right, you've also got a complicated ass name.
Ferrius. I don't think that's not that complicated.
I think it's because you've gone for the alliteration, so it's a tiny bit of a tonto to Ferrius Flynn. Especially if you say it
Ferrius
fast.
Flynn.
No, I know why it's a complicated name. Now I remember. Because it's not your real name. It's only your name for your
Well, they
for
didn't
here.
know that, did they?
Yes,
To
because
be
you pulled.
fair, I assumed you were lying the whole time.
One of them knew it because you literally pulled out a book, chose a name. Well, that's my name.
Yeah, but they
Like-
knew it. The rest of them didn't.
I'll be honest. At that part, I assumed it was just that they were just so fucking chaotic they don't remember their name half the time. Like, oh yeah, that's what I'm going by today.
Add on to that,
Could have
we're
been that.
talking in out of character at the moment. I trust the players to not use out of character information in character.
What information?
Exactly. Through this,
Your trust will be misplaced.
you were led to the Marquis agency, if I recall right, where you were told the last person to ever buy a bag of holding was a dwarf.
Named the Marquis.
Yes, he did use an alias, the Marquis. But you quickly figured out it's obviously not your Marquis, because your Marquis does not shapeshift.
I
As
mean,
far as we know.
As far
we
as
have
you
never
know.
seen. We have never seen them shapeshift, so we cannot be sure that they do not.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Cog would know, given Cog travels with them. But Cog also has not confirmed nor denied.
Yeah, I mean, like, until we see them shapeshift, we must assume that they can. Because it can't be disproven.
There's one easy way to disprove this, and that is Moonbeam.
.com. Please don't make
Cast
this.
Moonbeam on the Marquis. Okay, I like this plan.
Please don't make this the first season again, where where you're like the shapeshift is about potentially. Let us moonbeam every NPC just to make sure.
I mean, it's not any worse than what Mark did in the other game. You might be an imposter. Spread my legs.
Is that just Mark's fucking natural state of being?
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean, he did just get back from Thailand.
He also had tropical lung disease.
Yeah. Oh.
You know, I'm surprised at this point that nobody's decidedly invented a freaking flashlight of Moonbeam.
they have.
I mean,
It's that.
there's like true sight stuff.
They have. It's that one torch Markiplier did in the video.
Like anything with like the gem of seeing, all that sort of stuff. Anything that gives you like true sight also reveals. Oh no, that's only illusions.
So you don't need to tell if people are shapeshifters if you just burn everybody. I'm saying it's a viable solution. Not only will you stop shapeshifters and doppelgangers, you will also prevent future undead or vampires. Mass murder, it's just for the best. Oh, I'm beep booping.
All fun and games until you accidentally piss off a dragon that's in disguise.
Or, start a literal fire elemental cult.
That too.
But yes, he went to the last known location of the dwarf where he worked, which was the mines, where at first they were kind of fobbing you off, tried to give you directions. You weren't too sure where that direction was going to go until you showed evidence and found out, yeah, he's dead. The directions most likely led to the graveyard. Instead, you've been given directions to his old house, where his widow still lives, and a jade fang as proof that you basically talked with them, because every family member slash friend of the family got a jade tooth from him. Given he did have
Let us
jade
go
teeth,
harass a widow.
given that you did find out he had a set of false teeth made out of jade, but at some point the jade didn't seem as lustrous.
Any burger?
Oh, we're having a burger. Yeah, please. Sorry, I just had a bottle of ketchup thrust in my face as my mum asked me, do you want this on your burger?
Just kind of
The whole bottle, like glass and all.
No, it's one of those squeezy plastic Heinz bottles.
as we're walking, it's kind of like looks to Unusor and is like, well then, big man. Maybe don't go straight in and trying to intimidate the widow. Okay?
I do not know what you mean.
Do not growl at her. Do not shout at her.
Thank you.
But
We
what
want
if they
her-
annoy me?
Then keep it inside and save it up for your enemies.
I
We
give
need
a
her-
face as if I never pondered that sort of approach.
We need to make her think we're friends.
But we are not.
But she doesn't know that. She knows we're coming under recommendation of people that she trusts. To be crass or aggressive with her would disillusion her to that and get us nothing. Does that make sense?
This one speaks logic.
Hmm.
Do we have a deal?
You would enter and fine.
Well, now
Yeah,
that
I do not
that's...
alter the deal.
I mean, you are the only one with something in stake in it, my friend.
I am? What? What?
I never offered you anything, you just agreed.
Give me a second. I think I should just kind of get myself some kitchen roll.
It's kind of like staring at him like, you literally just agreed. Like, you didn't ask for anything.
Not externally.
Well, then that wouldn't count towards the deal, would it? Because all terms were not on the table. If you did not ask for it, you do not receive it. You would do terribly in the Feywild.
Okay, now
The
then.
elf talks too much.
Give me a second. I'm in slight pain.
You good?
I got handed a fricadelle burger from EET. Bit into it and hot juice basically burst out of it onto my chin and burnt me slightly.
Kind of miss.
I
want
assume
fricadelle.
the German variant of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've summoned a scald elemental.
they don't do
Actually.
the Dutch version of fricadellen here.
No, horse meat belongs in a Findus pancake, not on a fricadelle in here.
I will tell you that is a disproven theory. It's just the garbage meat.
The scraps.
There we go.
Pretty much what everything at Greg's is made out of.
Yeah, again, you still need to make a note of that the next time the Americans are over. They need to have Greg's.
Yeah, we didn't give him Greg's.
Did you at least take them to the postal?
We took him to postal order.
Yeah.
We took him to Witherspoons, yeah.
You took me there when I visited once, right?
Yeah, Witherspoons is like...
Was he just us? For was Rebecca there as well for that? I forget.
Rebecca was there.
Okay.
Rebecca went to Spoons with us.
Oh yeah, no,
know
because I
what-
remember
why-
me mum were there at the time as well, because we all bum rushed to tables, but like, hello.
Oh, is that him?
I don't know why my brain, first of all, goes to Terry Pratchett the moment I hear postal. Or hear.
Going postal.
Oh. Okay, just quickly as well before we get back on topic. I've backed the this World Kickstarter for the game system,
Mhm.
but then I added 50 quid on top of it so I could get a set of dice based around the librarian that are like proper gemstone dice.
Nice.
I forget what gemstone, but anyway.
What color was it?
I think they're like an orangey yellow.
Be anything. Agate, Jasper.
I think it's agate. Agate, yeah.
But yeah, it's like, so you would do terribly in the Feywild, my friend.
I don't know if my new mic is picking up the growl.
You are.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, I guess we should go and see if we can get any information out of a widow. It's been a while since I've dealt with one of those, so should be
And when
interesting.
diplomacy fails, then
Diplomacy should not fail.
Maybe you should rein in your murder boner a little bit, Unusor.
Yes.
That's coming from the Barbarian.
Are you suggesting we get him a murder chastity bill?
Do such things exist?
Maybe.
I'm going to make a roll.
It's kind of like, think of it this way, big man. Whenever you get angry or frustrated or annoyed, store it up inside you. Let it stoke the flames of battle when we get to that.
How quiet
Don't
are
just
you all
take it
being,
out
by
on
the
a
way?
random person. I mean, we're just kind of walking, so
Okay.
I dislike that you speak sense.
believe it or not, I've met someone else that's quite like you, to be honest.
There is none. Oh, wait, what?
I think it just caused Penfold some psychic damage, by the way.
I just got caused emotional damage.
Why?
No damage.
It's because in D&D chat, I posted this earlier today and Pen's only just seen it.
Yeah. Just Unusor being like, wait, what?
But yes,
Yeah.
as you're walking down and talking, as soon as you mention that, Cog, you hear a voice from across the streets being like, well, yes, I do believe we have several of those in stock, as well as some other things. They're all in these wild, wacky emporium.
Just kind of look over.
You look
I-
over.
Did not see that. That's
There is-
unusual.
There is a small kobold there, wearing what can only be described as a fancy top hat and a pinstripe-ish type suit. Stood in front
color are
of
they?
what's that?
What color
The red.
is the kobold? Ah, it needed to be yellow.
That feels oh.
We're not
Nick
bringing
is-
Nick into this game, please.
Again.
I mean, they could be red with a yellow belly.
But
It still wouldn't be Nick.
he is in front of what seems to be a stand of several little wares, trinkets, items. Basically, you think it's like the equivalent of one of those pop-up shops. So, if you're really interested in those kind of things, I could sell you 2, 4, 6. How many do you need? Large, medium, small? Look soon as
Points at
extra
Unusor.
large,
What is the meat trying to peddle?
extra large, and extra reinforced.
Of?
Murder chastity bill.
Oh. No.
Like, how does that even work? I mean, it goes around. Like, how does it work to prevent him from being murdery?
It won't.
Oh,
It-
hush, hush now, let him speak.
It
I
You
affects
should see it as a challenge then.
Do I not get a... What? No!
No,
Well-
I want to hear this purely out of academic, like, curiosity.
Well, you see, it connects with the mind. Reads the thoughts, reads the intents. If the intent is murder, it goes off. Boom.
What if I do not believe
it-
it to be
wait.
murder?
Wait, you say it goes off, boom, does it blow up?
Or is it more like a
No, it more blows.
shock collar?
It more blows in, if that makes sense.
Uh,
That way, it's not a
oh,
threat to
mean-
everyone else around it.
You mean
So
it implodes?
Yes.
Do I not get a say in this? I feel like I should get a say in this.
like, I'm considering purchasing one just to take it apart and seeing the technology. That's fine.
I would be interested in taking it apart as well.
You know
The
what,
meat lies.
Unusor?
Mm-hmm.
I know that those two most likely are not lying, but I'm just curious about this. Roll me an insight check on them two.
Inside.
Is it insight in this or is it sense motive? I forget.
It's insight.
Okay. Too much
Sense
Pathfinder
motive
mixed
is
with
tomorrow.
Diffy.
Oh no! No. Mm.
So with that nat one, you can't tell whether they genuinely wanted to just take it for science and pull it apart, or if they've got ulterior motives.
If you try to put that on me, I will rend you to pieces and eat your intestines while I cave in your skull and then force you to eat the rest of your body.
Oh, honey, you do realize if you put that on you, you wouldn't get a chance.
And besides, I do want to take it apart.
Yes, me too.
Persuasion.
Quite interesting.
checks?
Like, I want to know what. I want to know what.
Persuasion check.
Yeah,
it's
I'd
both
say persuasion
things.
checks just purely because that was a nat one on the insight. I think persuasion's needed at this point. Okay.
Do you want to know something? I'm a talky person, but I don't have proficiency in persuasion.
That's because you're also a wizardy rogue.
I am a wizardy rogue, yeah.
I will bite you.
Well, like I said, honey, if we put this on you, you wouldn't get a chance.
I never said I'd kill.
So, on one hand, it's a bit of
But
a
the
coin
intent
flip when it
would
comes.
be murderous.
On one hand, it's a bit of a coin flip when it comes to your new acquaintance because you don't really know him too well. Cog, you think knows better and wouldn't throw one on you, but generally does want to take it apart for science.
Oh, stop with the grumbling. You sound like a toad.
It's the
So,
closest thing
I'm
it gets to a
taking
love
it that
language.
if we go ahead with the sale, it's going to be.
Dismantled.
No, I was thinking more it's going to be bad for my health.
Oh no, I mean,
Probably more so if we were to put it on him.
I'm
But
gonna
we're
put.
not going to do that.
put it on him, sure, but we're not. We want to take it apart.
Give me
Okay,
a
I got a gift that perfectly sums up Unusor's expression right now.
give me a quick second, and he's going to pull out a sending stone and just like do the thing when like a business person gets on the mobile phone to someone important, where they turn their back and just like hold up the index finger and say like 1 minute. Hey, yes, does my insurance cover death because of angry customers? Yeah? No? Oh.
They wouldn't let me eat the green kobold, but I will eat you.
No,
It'd be kind of
you
like eating a
will
smaller version
not.
of you, wouldn't it?
I forgot we had a green kobold.
Well, insurance doesn't cover it. Not really got anyone to send the money to afterwards anyway, so I guess sales off unless you can give me some proof that this is not going to be
Look, big
put on
man,
them.
you do not. We will not put it on you. We just want to dismantle it.
Give me your word you will make no attempt to put such a thing on me.
I give you my word.
Do I believe her? What is my intelligence is 1. Would I realistically believe her?
I mean,
I'm
insight
gonna
does
say
not go off intelligence anyway. It goes
I'm
off wisdom.
I'm going to say
That's equally as bad deal.
I'm going to say this is a persuasion versus insight off.
Okay.
I'm not lying though.
I know you're not, but
It would more just
let's
it'd
just
be
see
more
how you.
just on him.
Yep.
That was a pretty decent insight, though.
I mean, it's a nat 20 insight. He'd be able to tell I'm not lying.
You
Same
have given
here.
me your word. I will hold you to it.
To be fair, it was more a
Of
case of in
course.
case Unusor didn't get a nat 20 and you got a nat 1. But David got a nat 20 there, so yeah. You believe her on the threat of she does not want to die.
I mean, I don't believe me on the fact that she really just wants to take that thing apart.
Also, I'm not as murderous as people think. I'm violent as hell, but I'm not murderous.
You act like murderous, that's the difference.
Ah. Yes.
You're violent edging on murder, hobo.
Mm-hmm. Because I want to point out, I have not gone on one murder spree in a while that I can recall.
I
You're
think
edging.
Nanza is more a murder hobo than Unusor is.
Alright, so
This is fair.
But Lanza has a blind rage.
you've convinced them, but I'm going to need something a bit more business savvy, if that makes sense, just to ensure that this isn't going to come and bite me.
Look,
Literally
I'm an
just bite me.
artificer. Taking things
He's the
apart
only
and
one
putting
who
them back
would
together
bite
are
you.
what I do.
Then
And they have given their assurances that it will not be used on me, so you have nothing to fear, meat.
he will extend a low claw. Shaking it like a business transaction then?
The last transaction I made.
Ferrius kind of eyes him then. I'm gonna insight him to see whether there's any other intent behind this handshake. Because handshakes are
Yep.
much different than a verbal agreement.
Roll your insight. There's a little bit more to it than just a confirmed
Just kind of
sale.
steps forward. It's like looks down at him. The kind of like jokiness kind of faded a bit, and is like, "Well, now, what are you trying to pull?"
It's a two-step transaction. First of all, the shake indicates that you are indeed buying it, and that completes the sale. The other one is that you can't come back and sue me afterwards if anything goes wrong.
No,
That's
there's
fair.
more to that handshake. I've been around quite a bit. And I know when there's more to an agreement than you're letting on.
He's going to peer around you to Cog. This one's a bit paranoid about the Feywild, I see. Listen, if I was from the Feywild, I'd be a lot craftier with this than I am.
But
Yeah,
what
inside
if
him.
your ineptitude is an act?
Trust me,
18 again.
trust me, I've got certification to state that it is not an act.
I'm just imagining Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Frank Reynolds with a certification for not having donkey brains.
He seems genuine when he's saying this.
Hmm.
The only extra
Well,
thing that
I'm
was
not going to be the one to shake his hand, so one of you.
I was planning on shaking anyway.
Good, as long as it's not me.
No, you might crush his hand.
Exactly.
That may be a problem for me as well.
my hand and pretty much all my forearm, given the size differences.
Mm.
Out of curiosity, I want to see if I can palm his head.
You're just laying your hand on his head.
Yep.
And that's a vaguely.
I'm going to say slight of. How do you want to go about this? Are you trying to do this without scaring him, or you wanted to do this as a kind of scare tactic?
Just
Neither.
kind
I
of
just
get
want to pop my hand on his head just to see if I can fit his skull in the palm of my hand.
He's just going to remain absolutely still as you do so.
Safe, smart. Sudden movement probably might trigger something.
It, by the looks in his eyes, It looks like this isn't his first rodeo with this happening.
Well, obviously he's selling murder chastity belts.
I'd murder the murderer.
It's not murdering, it's maiming. There's a difference. One could be healed.
Said it literally implodes.
Yes. You can survive an implosion around the waist.
This
Wait,
is
it goes on my waist. Oh wait, yeah, it's a belt.
Well, yes, it's a chastity belt.
After all, it's the best way to try and humanely neutralize someone who's being very murderous. If they can't walk, they can't chase you.
And that's also assuming that they're not like a centaur. Or really determined.
Oh, we have special ones for centaurs, and he reaches back and pulls out one that seems like it goes over the entire horse lower half.
That seems wildly impractical.
It also doesn't sell that well.
Oh, I
How
imagine
would a
it's probably
centaur
hard
wear
to
a
get that
belt?
on there.
Minosaur has the realization that centaurs have 2 rib cages.
And
Oh,
two
yeah.
sets of lungs, hearts.
Double the
stomachs.
meat! I'm having a profound realization over here. It's just like, oh.
As someone who
Just the
played
expression.
as someone who played a centaur in a game, yes, we had to go over all this stuff, including how
suppose.
would they sleep.
I
Standing
suppose if
up.
you enjoy offals, that would also be an option.
Horses sleep standing up.
Sometimes, if they're really comfortable, they will sleep laying down.
Mhm.
If they feel really safe.
Depends on their mood.
It depends whether they feel secure in their environment.
All I'm going to say is a centaur should never be given levels in Bride, and
That
yet mine
reminds me
had.
of that meme.
If they do feel really secure in their environment, they kind of go corpse mode.
Although I imagine that would look pretty funny. Centaur sleeping, standing up. The freaking human torso just kind of flops down and dangles.
Thank you.
Oh, my
So,
hair is really soft.
he will extend the hand out to you, Cog, since you're the one that's buying.
Yep.
Don't believe we've talked about price yet, have we?
BRB, just
This
one
is
sec.
true. This stops mid-shake.
You are donating it for scientific endeavors.
Indeed, which means that I don't have to sell you the extra large version. I could sell you, say, a medium or a small version.
As long as it's not a faulty model.
It's not a faulty model. No. They're in the box over there. And there's just a box saying do not kick.
Nanza walks over to that box.
Freaking fly lands on it and they all just go off. Box goes flying.
He's just going to slowly look over at the corner of his eye. You can read, can't you?
I can.
Then read the sign and do what it says, because you don't want to lose a hoof.
Where's
That
the
thing
fun in
goes, half of my cart goes, half my stock goes, and half your leg goes.
that? Fair enough.
Although I imagine a bionic leg would be pretty interesting for you.
He has a moment of pause as he thinks. Then you see him move all the bionic legs away from the side that would be lost in the cart to the
Back.
safe side.
Love that I came back for this.
Am I still
Possible
palming his head, by the way? Is he still just like try?
I don't
I'm
know.
just
Did you
curious.
did you carry on with your hand on his head as he moved away?
I never said I took it off.
Can I ask why you're still doing that? I'm pretty sure my hat can't fit you, so I don't think it's about the hat.
I release his head. I just look at my palm, flex my fingers, and just grin unsettlingly.
Luckily, he is turned away, so he can't see that. But he
He
gets the
doesn't need it.
aura of fear. As he pulls out a medium one. 20 gold?
What does a small one cost?
15.
We can go with small if you don't mind. As long as
Alright.
I'm able to study it properly.
He puts away the medium one, takes out the small one. Hey, I only got one left in stock after this one. You'd be surprised how much these sell out. Too many halfling bards out there.
I thought this was for murderous people, not horny people.
I'm
Think it'd
going
be-
to
Have you ever
assume that
met a
there's
halfling? They are
setting that
vile
can be
little
set
creatures.
for it.
Sorry, Cock, I spoke over you.
You're fine. I imagine it probably has a setting for horny.
That and depending on the halfling, they can usually be one and the same.
This is
You
true.
didn't call it murder boner.
Well, Cog, just let me know when you're going to take it apart, and I want to be there.
Once we go back to the ship or whenever I'm able to be stationary.
Oh,
Most of my
and
workshop is on the ship anyways.
he will also hand you a small flyer as well. Instructions.
Look. Ah,
There is one slight extra thing to this, as he extends his hand out for a shake. Just a bit of a contract between us, given that I know what you're doing with this. Just
well, I'm
'cause-
not going to be selling anything.
Exactly, that's what the promise is about, that you're not using this to make a rival production.
Purely intellectual curiosity.
Oh, yes.
Then there should be no problem in the shake.
Maybe
Very
we can
well.
weaponize it.
Turns out this guy's a freaking demon and he's trying to steal Cog's soul.
Why do you think Ferrius is like, I'm not shaking his hand?
So he goes to shake.
Sure, why not?
As you shake, he will turn around. The hand will remain as it comes out of his sleeve. As he goes to grab a little business card. This is where you realize the hand's one of those little crawling claws.
Nifty.
It just remains there shaking as he goes to grab the business card, then turns back around and slips the hand back into his sleeve as it releases. And there you go, for future business, in case you ever need to get in contact with me again, in case you need to buy any more wares.
Of course. The card vanishes into freaking Cog's chest cavity.
The card reads, "The horn my own head dibbler." And with that, he will start to shut up the shop and start to wheel it off. Well, time to see if there's anyone selling at the market, or buying at the market, I guess. You lot have fun and try not implode that on, Then again, there's no one really small there with you. Just don't try and fit the hamster in it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, I think if we really tried, we could fit the plasmoid.
But would it really matter if it imploded on a plasmoid?
Physically,
don't
no.
know.
Physically, no. Emotionally, yes.
Sounds like more science.
It does sound from science.
This has been a
No,
very
no, thank you.
unsettlingly
No,
strange
no, thank
encounter.
you. No.
Bloob just
I'm
coming in
not
like,
being used for
"No."
science.
Oh, that's a lot moister than I thought it was going to be. Which
This
is words I
encounter
also
had the
don't want to say
same.
about the thing we were just talking about.
This encounter had the same energy when the Marquis walked up to this random dude that we were looking for and asked if Sanna had one leg or if it counted as one leg.
Oh yeah, freaking Nanza's not Nanza. I can't remember your snake.
Sanna.
Say, yeah, Sanna's missing leg.
Also, it's just because I got handed like a slice of cake. And it's not a bargain, is it? It's like a ginger cake, this. Yeah, it's
Tell
good
you
it
what I
looked
need
like...
to get tomorrow, Leigh.
Hmm?
Treacle.
I mean, it'll be the day after bonfire, so you'd assume it'd probably be on the sale.
Yeah, I haven't had any yet. It's a crime.
Oh, I had park in a couple of days ago.
Villainy.
How good it is.
Okay,
But
is
yes.
treacle like a tart type thing, or is it a syrup type thing? Because
Syrup.
I've had mixed.
Syrup, but then it's also a hard it goes. They put it in hard candy as well.
Neat.
As well as being used for...
And chewy candy.
As well as being used for cakes and such.
So it's kind of like brown sugar.
Kinda.
I think the best way we figured it out is it's closest to like your molasses.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did have that conversation once.
Molasses.
Like a syrupy, sweet
Yep.
thing.
Oh,
Some people like to use it on American biscuits.
while I'm carrying on this, I need to Google a thing and then post it in the chat for you then, David, if you don't know what molasses is.
There's a song in Over the Garden Wall about potatoes and molasses.
Where was it?
Now, I
Potatoes,
shall
you
be
say?
right back as I go check my food.
So there was a thing that happened in 1919 in America called the Great Molasses Flood, where essentially a whole small town got flooded with molasses.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, as the shopkeeper wheels himself away, I'm assuming you're carrying on towards the house still.
One would assume.
And as you do so, you will eventually get there. Seems like a really nice, well-kept house. Kind of large for a dwarf. For most of the party, reasonable height. Maybe a little bit cramped. For the larger members of the party, yeah, you're still having to duck down to get in this place. So,
Sorry, what? Sorry? I got a
Rich,
bit distracted.
are you with the lions?
It wasn't the lions. I was hearing my mum on the phone.
Ah, that's fine then. Basically, you've reached a house. Why does that keep happening? Give me a sec. That's twice now where I've been mid-conversation and my throat's just been like, time to cough.
It's as if coughing is an involuntary bodily reaction to something.
It's like I talk and then I feel like something just there at the back of my throat. It's like, yep, that was pain. But basically you've reached a dwarf's house. So,
Okay.
who is doing the Urquhart's honors?
Hmm. You good?
Question.
You good?
Yeah, I just sneezed.
Ferrius will go. Well, I guess if no one's volunteering.
Knock, knock, knock.
Yeah.
I'm not the talking kind.
So as you knock,
Clearly.
a little slit towards the top of the door will open up.
Well, hello there.
And two metal cylinders slowly emerge from the top of it, pressing into you. For those of for
Hi.
the tech savvy among you, especially Cog, since Cog is, the artificer of the group, you would recognize this. It's a shotgun.
Ah, shotgun.
And you
Hi.
just hear a voice from the other side of the door being like, I don't care if you be solicitor or if you be cop, you get the F off my land, you buggers.
You get the
Actually,
what?
Hog pulls out the freaking emerald tooth.
we're here on recommendation of your friends.
Your
Or your
husband is dead.
late husband's friends. I think she knows he's dead.
No shit, he's dead. He's been dead for quite some time. And the gun will slide to one side as you just see like an eye behind it just peering out. Show me the engraving.
Cog will show the engraving if there is actually an engraving that Cog noticed.
It is. There's an engraving on the fang itself.
Cool.
You know, it's not the first time I've had a shotgun pointed at me. Very different circumstances, though.
Dwarven women are known for very low tolerance of nonsense.
All right.
So
Seems about right.
this what I'm putting in what's it called? D&D chat is just how I'm imagining this encounter looks like. If anyone's ever familiar with the older Ratchet and Clank games with the Slim Cognito.
The shotgun will go sliding back into the hole. Then there's just like several sounds of locks being unlocked, chains being taken off the door before it just opens up.
This dwarf is paranoid.
There's
Mayhaps
a-
they think their husband's killer is coming for them.
There's a little
I
granny
think you'd be
dwarf on the-
paranoid too if your husband was murdered.
There's a little granny dwarf on the other end, and she just looks out at you all. Well,
Hi.
come on in. Try not damage anything on the way in, especially you two. No offense, but my house wasn't really built for people with your size in mind.
You
That's
two,
fair.
be careful and be polite in someone else's home.
Politeness is for the knife ears. No offense.
I like
I
this
mean-
dwarf.
You're not wrong, my ears are pointy.
We would be glad to accept your hospitality.
I am always nice. Except for when you make me angry. Then it's your fault.
Oh, and one of you's going to have to be designated cleaner before you all leave.
Designated cleaner.
What is going to happen?
They'll point to Bloob and just be like, he's going to be leaving trails all over the floor like a slug.
Hold on.
Does he leave
okay.
trails?
He does
Um,
not.
I don't. I promise.
He does not leave trails.
He doesn't
I-
leave it.
Right.
I look around for buckets. Plural. I need 2.
I suppose in all fairness, Bloob is a more considerate plasmoid than some.
I don't
Wait.
think I've. Do you, just looks at Blue's like, do you leave trails? I don't think I've seen you leave trails.
No, I don't leave trails.
She's gonna.
Do I find buckets?
You found like a large wash bucket.
Bloob. Stand-in bucket.
She's gonna turn around and adjust her glasses. They're like the thick cork glass bottle stuff. Cork bottle glasses. Yeah, could have sworn he was a large slug.
Oh no. Just a
No,
plasmoid.
I'm not.
Oh, plasmoids. Right. Back in the day, over on the old home planet, they used to eat them like a living jelly.
Oh yes, someone sold it on a stand once where I was traveling.
What did it taste like?
Would you believe
Not
the
very much.
would you believe depends on the color and the emotions at the
Yeah.
time?
Oh, maybe we can turn Bloob into a sorbet.
No, no, no. She adjusts the glasses again. That one's infested. You can see it bobbling around inside there.
How is Blue feeling about people casually talking about eating plasmoids?
Bloob is just standing there, just looking around, eyes a bit wide, and he made himself a little smaller to to be like, "I'm not here, guys. I swear, don't eat me."
If we
Well,
make a
they won't eat you
sorbet out
'cause
of
you're infested.
Bloob, yeah, but think about it. The infestation, the hamster could provide a nice little crunch.
Excuse me.
Nanza walks over to Unusor and just fucking stomps him on the shoulder.
Why am I the one who gets stomped on? The others talked about eating them first.
I wasn't talking
You
about
keep
eating
going
Blue.
about it.
I
You're
was
the one
talking
that
about
likes
eating
being
a
party members.
different plasmoid. Plus, he was okay with it. He was totally consensual.
Hmm.
He was the one running the stall.
Now that sounds less like the old days and more like someone's extremely weird. We're not going into that, not around these years.
Yeah.
Now
He was a very odd fellow.
come around the dining table, around the dining table. It's the largest room in the house.
Of course.
And then she takes a seat at like the head of the table. She motions for the rest of you to not so much sit, but at least stand around it.
I assume that Unusor and Nanza feel like Gandalf in Bilbo's house.
Pretty much.
I mean, I am like 6 foot, like, so I'm not like a short character anymore.
You aren't, but 6 foot is still nowhere near their height, if I recall.
You're about
It's not.
half our size.
Just imagine Unusor or somebody hitting the freaking head on the door frame.
And if I recall
Oh,
right, Nanza
fuck!
is around the same height as
Yeah.
Unusor. So yeah.
Nanza's 8'6".
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Unusor is about just an inch or two shy of 12 feet. Just so
what-
they don't classify as a large creature.
So while you're not having to duck down in here, uh, Flynn,
Yep.
it's probably best to not jump at any point if you want to keep your neck in one piece.
Do my horns scrape off the ceiling?
If you tilt your head a certain angle, they will.
So I gotta fucking crouch walk in here, don't I?
Yes.
Yeah, like Gandalf in Bilbo's house.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm just crawling on all fours.
So she sits down, and as you all make your way around the table, she'll just clap her hands. And you'll see essentially a kettle on one of the shelves near her get up on 4 mechanical spider legs and make its way over to the stove and start boiling itself.
That seems rather convenient.
Well, when you've got the vision I do and the arthritis, it helps to have stuff automated for you. So,
Well,
Very ingenious.
what brings you all here, if you don't mind me asking?
well, my dear, we are here because we are trying to track someone, and that someone is connected to your husband.
Hmm.
Is your husband called the Marquis?
No,
No, he's not. We know he's not.
I know, I just have to be sure that he never went by this alias with her.
his first name is
He
Mark, but he's not called the Marquis.
he used the alias the Marquis to buy a bag of holding. Do you remember him having one?
A bag of holding, or an alias.
The bag of holding.
Oh, yes, 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 he had a bag of holding.
Is
Just
it
kind of pause and
still
look
here?
away to one side. No, they took it for evidence when they took the body.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Then it is most likely gone.
Yes and
Um,
no.
Who took it for
It's-
evidence?
The police one would assume.
Exactly.
The Giff.
But there is a bit of confusion when it comes to that.
What?
The Giff?
No, the bag of holding. Something I noticed and tried to bring it up with the police, but it was kind of fobbed off about it. And she'll like reach in and pull out 2 drawings and just slide them across the table.
Mm-hmm. Looking at them.
They look almost identically the same. Unless you make an investigation check.
Okay.
All of us or just Dion?
Everyone can make an investigation check.
Sure, why not?
Oh god.
We are too busy trying not to break stuff.
I'm actually good at investigation.
I am also very good at investigation.
My horns are currently caught in a hanging light, and I'm desperately trying not to freaking accidentally rip it from the ceiling. Nanza! Nanza!
Aww.
Nanza! Help!
Nanza would help, but her horns are stuck in the exact same way.
Yeah, well, while they're having that issue, I have been added by Fred. Give me a sec.
I
Would
can
like,
just imagine Unusor being like, Nanza, Nanza, help! And then Unusor looks over, seeing,
would like,
Nanza in the exact same situation.
yeah.
would like to discuss werewolf if you ever feel so inclined.
Werewolf? As in Werewolf the Apocalypse?
No, she wants to play werewolf in the Saturday game I'll be running.
Oh.
Ah.
But Bloob, the best way to describe what you're feeling at the moment is a real world example. You know that moment when we're playing observation duty and you know something's changed on a map but you can't tell what, so you're doing like the head bob?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's that between the 2 pictures. You're trying to figure out what it is. The other 2,
Okay.
Ferrius,
Mhm.
you also know that there's something up. But you also know it's nothing to do with like anything large, it's something small, like a small detail. But you're not as fast to pick up on it as Cog is.
That's because Cog has a computer processor.
Yeah, I'm about to say, Cog just has the thing where it's
Sure.
just the 2 images come up and then they overlap. And it
I'm really
flashes where
sorry. I'm
the
gonna have to
difference is.
BRB for a few minutes.
Aye.
Mhm.
But the difference is in the stitching. One uses red thread, the other uses green thread.
How can you tell with the drawing?
Because it's a color drawing.
No. How could they afford that?
She's an old widow of someone that worked in the mine. She's probably kind of well off.
But in this economy? Sorry, go on.
And I mean, it's not difficult to make your own color.
Ah, yes, for green you smash up the green bugs. For the red, baby rats.
Hmm.
This dwarf is exceptionally violent. I like them.
So why exactly are both of these different colors?
Exactly. You see, the one in green is the one I bought for my husband a while back. Well, obviously a while back. It's been a while since he died, but I mean, back before the luster faded. Once I started noticing the luster with the teeth, I also noticed the stitching had gone to red.
Hmm.
And
Maybe
then
your
when the
husband
corpse was,
wasn't your husband anymore.
and then
We
when
It is a
have
the
no reason to assume that the a shapeshifter is responsible for murders,
And
both
then
then and now.
when the faceless corpse was found, it was back to green.
Hmm.
And it was the green bag that was taken away.
So we've narrowed it down to needing to find a red thread bag, perhaps?
I'd assume so if the theory that you're posing of it being a shapeshifter is true. Then it also stand to reason that they'd either have disposed of it, which, given as a bag of holding, a lot of people will probably know about, given what happens, or they've got it stashed somewhere, because they wouldn't just keep evidence out in the open. Or who knows, maybe they still got it on them.
Depends on how cocky they are, I assume.
I mean, if the prevailing theory is true, very cocky.
Hmm. They've most likely been doing this a while as well.
Obviously, there's been many a body turned up without a face. It's obviously the same person doing all this. But the question is, why pose as him? It's not like he took out a lot of the funds and then left the body.
Could have been a convenient person to use. Did your husband do anything specifically important at that time?
Aside from going a bit more distant with me, let's see.
No, I mean job-wise. Did he do anything?
Oh no, we were both retired by that point.
Did he have access to anything or anyone of import? I say, still trying to untangle myself.
He did start volunteering a lot more with the police.
There we go. The shapeshifter murdered him to take his place to get access to the police things.
Which would suggest that he's probably was used to mark a cop.
And when we consider the fact that that there is a infiltrator in the police, they likely used likely killed the police officer, or at least yes, marked the police officer to kill to take their place.
Word has been spreading around that there was a new victim, if I recall.
Yes, a police officer.
In that case, if these threads are to be believed, then maybe he already got what he needed from the police station and moved on?
But why kill another cop?
Maybe he moved on from being a cop into something else's body now. Maybe suspicion was getting a bit too much. Motivations have just never been found for why he does this.
I swear.
Yes.
Monsters, they're unpredictable. Says this fucking Minotaur.
There was one other thing that does come to mind.
No,
No?
I said, oh.
Oh. There is one other thing that comes to mind. No. No, that is all.
A new gemstone turned up in the house as soon as the bags were switched. And as soon as his corpse was found, it was gone again.
Mm.
And the weird part is, it's not one that's found in the mines, so I don't know where he got it from. It was a large quartz.
So, which chair in that one room had a quartz crystal in it?
You all can make me a history check if you wish to try and remember that.
Except for Ferrius, then, I guess.
Yes, because Ferrius is also BRB. Oh, Nanza with the 21.
Nanza has the memory of a cow.
Bloob, would you also like to roll a history?
Yes, I will do right now.
Okay.
There it is. I couldn't find it.
Bloob, you're struggling a bit to try and remember. Probably because you've been placed in a wash bucket, and usually your brain tells you once you're in the wash bucket it is bedtime.
Yeah, that's true.
Everyone else, you remember what it is, especially you, Nanza. It was the throne for envy.
Envy.
Sorry, what was that?
Quartz is related to an individual that goes by a emotional thing.
Emotional damage.
Is envy a... I guess it is, yes.
That is one of the health spawns underlings, if I recall.
Mm.
Oh, this is starting to get a lot more over my head than I thought then. I thought it was just going to be a local serial killer.
That would have been probably better if it was a local serial killer.
Envy. She's going to make a quick roll just to see if her tiny gnome brain can put two and two together.
Thought she was a dwarf.
Dwarf.
Dwarf? Gnome. You're all short and edible.
The difference
Which
is...
isn't to say that there wouldn't be dwarf and gnome couples out in the world.
Yeah, again, I know one of them
She
wasn't
was
a...
established as a dwarf.
Yep.
I know one of them isn't a dwarf, but my mind just went back to the D&D film with the Barbarian who had a thing for halflings and gnomes.
Was it?
Hmm?
What?
Was it what, sorry?
Were they a Goliath as well?
I don't know if they were a
No,
Goliath or not. I
they
think
were
they're
not.
just a human barbarian.
Huh.
Their official stats sheet from Hasbro says that they are a human barbarian.
Ah, gotcha.
But yeah, she'll just kind of ponder it. Well, let's put it this one way. It just my little theory going off the top of my head. If they're all about envy and they're a shapeshifter, what if they're envious of other people's lives? If if you were envious of someone else's life, then surely you could take their place if you were a shapeshifter and live in it.
Hmm.
But
I'd fail up marriage, it seems.
and if
Well, living it doesn't necessarily mean you succeed at the living port.
I am back. Sorry about that.
add on to that, if
Welcome
they're
back.
always envious, then it would explain why they never just chose one and stuck with it. It's like they always say, the green grass is greener on the other side. It's
Right.
just that normally the grass isn't soaked with blood on the way there.
I do not recall seeing grass in the Raka Brawl.
Oh, that's
That's
over
not
on
what
the
she
other end in
meant.
the higher up area, near the parks.
It is a turn of phrase, my big friend.
Hmm.
Oh,
So we may be looking at a bit of an interaction chain rather than a motive chain. Possibly.
Oh, what, sorry?
It still doesn't explain the bags of holding.
Still doesn't explain what you mentioned as a cultist angle.
Well, given inmate, they're obviously working for that person. Which we'll explain to you later. At the moment, I don't want to send anybody else into shock who's not
Oh.
particularly.
How about say, I just imagine that you were saying those things and you look over to Flynn and Flynn has just got the most confused but probably intrigued look on their face.
Yeah.
Like the case of, I have no idea what you're talking about, but tell me more.
Yeah, I mean, because they're like, hmm?
Our knife-ear
Hmm?
friend, we must tell you about the time all of us woke up in the hells naked.
Oh, that just sounds like the old occasional Saturday many, many moons ago.
Just like,
Excuse
no,
me.
yes, no, I've
You
to be,
guys woke up in the hells naked. I didn't. I woke up in a fucking box.
I can
To be
also
fair,
claim
I
I've
was
woke up
also
in.
not naked.
To be fair, I have also woken up in the hells naked. I don't think it's that unique of an experience.
Just so we're clear on this, are we talking the hells as in the little tavern over on...
Avernus.
Oh, you mean
Unfortunately, not the little tavern.
You mean the
Oh,
actual hells?
Well, I didn't wake up in Avernus. I've been to Avernus, but I woke up in Dis.
In what?
Isn't that?
Dis.
This
You
what?
know. Dis, the layer of hell and city.
Yes, what's the layer of Hell and City?
It's
I hate the fact that because of how my brain has been programmed,
it is literally called. The place is called Dis.
I hate because of how my brain was programmed, I was half thinking at first then that Dion was setting up for a this nuts joke.
That joke has been made.
Yes.
But there is literally a layer of hell called Dis.
I know we're fucking with you.
It's called Disrut, but Dis
Yeah,
is the city.
Don't worry, we're just fucking with you.
It's because I've done that too many times to Jamie that anytime I hear like this or these, my brain is programmed to be
You
like,
can't get
"Ah,
in that anymore.
are you sure? I've managed to get in several times now.
He's wised up to it now.
He was wised up to it last time and I still got him.
Also, what differences did we notice between the pictures?
It was
Just
the
Red,
Different
green
color thread.
yeah. Basically, there's like a little insignia on it. One of them was sewn on with green thread. The other was sewn on with red thread. The green thread.
I'm just hearing Fred.
I don't think it helps that Fred is
we can drag her in.
I was about to say, I don't think it helps that Fred was literally spamming one of the other chats with emojis for some reason.
They know.
And I got told by Sam to go back to your devil darlings, foul fiend.
What's the insignia?
It's just a family crest.
Their family crest?
Yeah. You'll have probably seen it a few times around the house. Basically just looks like a little pickaxe going into some emerald. Not emerald, jade. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
But yes, the question now is, who are they portraying now?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
It could be anyone. Done.
Did your
Done.
Just
knowledge
Unusor.
bring home anybody?
I
Before-
imagine Unusor is just staring at Ferrius when he says that.
I hate the fact that the first thing that came to my mind, because the dun dun dun, was that one episode of Gumball where it was like a crossover with Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared.
Oh god.
Where one of the puppets just did the dun dun dun. And they're like, what the hell was that? It was a dramatic sting. I'm sorry.
There's
Duh.
2 of us.
There's 3 of us.
There's
Just
4 of
There's
us.
4 of us.
Just you and me, and me, and you,
I'm-
and you, and me, and your friend Steve.
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 Away from me, Duncan.
I feel like we've done 5 or 6 different references here.
Don't touch me.
Green is not a
Acceptable.
creative color.
Jeff prefer.
Rebecca,
Whisper all your complaints directly into the mouth of the
Yeah,
care
I'm
hound.
getting flashbacks, traumatic flashbacks
about
to
to
my
say-
don't leave me I'm scared days.
I were about to say, do you remember when we were coming back from Gran Canaria and all we kept doing was singing the time song?
Yeah, I was gonna say it was the time song if I was recalling correctly.
Time is a thing that you wear on your wrist. I
You know, my
can't rem-
sister's still scared of that one because of when they start aging. She cannot watch it to this day.
It's not as bad as the time Rebecca decided to scream that she wanted salt in her tea because of the Fenner
That one?
reference.
See, it
I remember
sounds
that.
bad enough as it is. It's made worse when you remember it wasn't done in like at home or anything like that. It was done in the middle of a restaurant to the waiter.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Right, social awkwardness was scared of me back in the day. I can't lie to you guys.
Blackpool's a different place. Whatever what happens in Blackpool stays in Blackpool.
What happens in Blackpool stays in Blackpool, guys.
Y'all are fucking weird.
It's like the Vegas.
I still hate the fact that when the Americans were over, they were scared to go across the pier, and then quite
Why?
literally in the same week, someone fell
No,
through the pier.
it was the week after. We were
Yeah.
sat. It was like the Wednesday after, like they went home, and we were sat in Geek Retreat, and we saw, oh god, someone fell through the pier at Blackpool, and Santa and Fred were like terrified of walking down it.
Santa didn't. Santa turned back after a bit and went into arcade with you.
We got about halfway down, and then he was really nervous about it, so we walked back.
Where me, Fred, and Rebecca made it all the way to the end and back, and almost saw an inflatable thing get blown into the ocean.
But we went back and just went into the arcade and played air hockey.
Yeah, because we couldn't find where you were
Um,
afterwards, so we were sat outside at the Donald's place, going, being like, "Where did they go?" Anyway, so as there, she sat there, pondering it. I guess the biggest thing to take away from this is who. Maybe we need to work backwards and then forwards again with this. Not look at who they currently are, and more who they just were, and who was that person investigating. If you find that out, maybe you can find out who they currently now are.
Right.
If you find that out, then you can potentially figure out who they're investigating currently. Honestly, I'm just glad that people are here finally listening to these. People kept calling me a conspiracy nuts because of all this.
Well, people outside of certain places don't deal with shapeshifters very often.
Nothing.
Like, a lot of people don't deal with shapeshifters very often, especially not ones that are very convincing in the disguises.
It's weird. A lot of people, like, I don't know how long you lot have been on the Rock of Brawl for this. A lot of people initially suspected that a new tent where it got erected. Well, I say new, it's probably been there for quite a bit now.
Tent?
Yes, over in the plaza area, you know, the little gardens. Got some, like, odd little sideshows there. It's a
A
bit kooky.
circus.
No,
A little
no, not a
carnival.
circus. Mm,
Like a small carnival?
I'd call it more like a sideshow attraction.
Hmm.
Got an odd little, like, rusty guy just hunched over in there.
Rusty. As
Yes,
in an automaton of some kind?
yes.
Like you talk.
I'm assuming Cog might have gone BRB.
Good they can't
Um,
retort.
But
Hmm.
as it turned out, it obviously wasn't them.
Oh,
I mean, they've been kept under watch, and this was before even my husband was replaced, so
there's a lot of ways to evade someone's watch, though.
mhm. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised you lot haven't come under investigation for all this. You know how it is with the
We
popul.
We arrived after the murders began.
and we also have close connections with someone who is trusted.
The Marquis.
Well, I don't have connections with him; they do. But you know, I'm working with them, so
Pro bono.
As soon as you say the name,
no,
she
no,
kind of
I'm working for you with promise of transport.
she kind of like stiffens up in posture. The Marquis.
Yes, I'm sure we mentioned that name earlier as well, though.
Get out.
What?
Get out of my house before he comes.
He is
Who?
otherwise occupied.
Can you guarantee that he is otherwise occupied and not coming here?
I mean, he's not here. He doesn't even know we're
Yeah.
here.
Exactly.
That man cost me so much in repairs last time he was here.
When was he last at your house?
Yes, he doesn't believe in doors.
Or walls.
And considering his
wait.
size compared to my house,
Your
yes,
husband used the Marquis as an alias to buy the bag of holding. When was the Marquis last at your home?
she tilts her head while trying to think. Oh, it must have been quite some time back, while my husband was still my husband.
Mm-hmm.
I assume as opposed to a corpse in the ground.
And as opposed to whoever replaced him.
Some kind of shifter, changeling, most likely.
Well, sorry?
Some kind of shifter or changeling, most likely.
Most likely, but
Could
it was
be a
well hidden.
face stealer.
A doppelganger.
No, doppelgangers and
A face stealer.
Hmm.
Well, it would explain why all the corpses have been turning up without their faces.
yes, the face stealers, they're very particular. They like to steal, wear the face. If they put the face on, it lets them change their body, voice. You know, sometimes even give a bit of insight into the memories of the person they stole from.
Why do you know this?
Yes, why do you know this?
Because I spent
Yes.
quite some time in the Feywild.
Hmm.
And that's where face stealers are from natively.
How long have you guys known this one?
Since we started investigating the murders.
Well, no, we met this morning.
We've been investigating murders for about 2 days.
She's just gonna start nodding, just like, huh? I see, I see. I didn't catch your name, sorry.
Oh, yes, I'd forgot to introduce myself. My name is Ferrius Flynn. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Ferrius Flynn? Look me in the eyes and tell me that you're not this face taker.
I promise you.
And
I
halfway,
give my
through saying
word.
that, she will click a button on her glasses, and you'll be hit by a moonbeam.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't change phone.
Stupid.
I wonder
Unless
what
Moonbeam
happens
does damage.
if you moonbeam Unusor.
Nothing.
Yeah,
I know it takes damage, but
I have to make Constitution save or take 2d10 radiant.
go for it then. Make
And
it.
that depends on her, what the DC is, depends on her her thingy.
Yep.
10. Probably a fail.
It's a pass.
It's a pass.
This isn't a version of it that's
I
really
still
there.
take half.
I'm about to say, this isn't really a version there to do damage. This is more one that she's crafted herself to break the illusion on shapeshifters because of her paranoia.
And those came out of the glasses.
Yes.
Ferrius will then like shake off the kind of like spots out of her vision and then just lean forward and like, oh, how do those work?
Trade secret.
Oh no, come on, let me have a look.
Trade secret.
A little peek.
Okay, so we can confirm she's not a face taker, but
the maniac, maybe.
yeah.
I like knowing how things work. That does not make me a maniac.
To their defense, they haven't gone. They asked before.
Yes, I haven't
They're
touched them
asking
yet.
nicely.
Consent is key.
I also don't like the fact that you said yet.
Hmm?
Your wording, you said it's not like I've touched them yet.
Yes, because if you give consent, I can touch them. But you have not yet given consent, so I will not touch them yet.
That's because I'm not going to give consent. They are mine and mine alone.
I really want to look at them, though.
I fear just wait until she dies and rob them from her grave.
Oh no, that'd be a bit disrespectful.
I have still got my good years to go.
Unless it's like, you know, comrade fallen in combat and you take their things to further your cause. My god doesn't really like stealing from dead old ladies.
It's not stealing, they won't need it anymore.
Still got a piece of their essence attached to it.
You're acting like I'm going to pop my clogs tomorrow.
No, I'm talking in hypotheticals.
Got
He's
it.
talking like you're going to pop your clogs tomorrow.
I've got at least 50 years ahead of me.
That's so little. That's like a blink of an eye.
Even for us dwarves, yes, but there's still got to be 50 good years.
But anyway, my god does not like taking from, you know, the dead unless it's necessary. It's disrespectful.
Funniest part, she doesn't make it to the 50 years.
I'm pretty young. I've still got centuries ahead.
Well, it's technically true that she won't make it to the 50 years, given that what happened to the Raka Prowl.
Mm.
She made it to year 49, and then the giant crystal dragon came.
Ah, so the timeline is 50 years before our campaign.
Let's not put ourselves for a proper thingy when I'm making a pun here. I do,
It's anywhere between 1 and 50.
yes. So anywhere
It's like-
between now and 50. Oh, look, giant crystal dragon.
I've still got centuries left of my natural lifespan.
Yes, and in those centuries you may discover how to do this for yourself, but for now...
Let me just look at the ruins.
Who says there's ruins to it?
Oh, it's obviously you're casting a spell through them, so there has to be some sort of inscription.
Unless they're stored in something without inscriptions or carves or runes.
Mages have been known to
Using how
store
enchantment.
spells within rings.
Yes, that's true.
Rings.
But then is that implying that a ring of spell storing is attached to these glasses?
Rings.
Maybe it is the ring.
Rings, crystals, gems, glass. It can be stored in anything. Hell, it
Yes,
can
but
even be
even those things usually have to have some sort of arcane inscription to even store spells.
Not if you know what you're doing.
Which is why I want to look at them.
But you don't know what you're doing.
I will
Then I
learn to
fear
do
we'll
it by
not.
looking at them.
She really is a persistent one, isn't she?
Yes.
Maybe some blueprints. Like a little old sketch schematic.
You'd be better asking your friend there. If I recall right, Cog, you are very handy with making the gadgets and gizmos.
Hog, do you know exactly how to make glasses that shoot moonbeam?
I would probably need to study the spell beam, but shouldn't be impossible.
See, there you go.
Do you know Moonbeam?
I do not. It is not. It is divine magic. I do not cast divine magic.
I feel like we
Looks
have
at
gotten
Unusor.
very off track here.
Either way, is there anything else I can help with when it comes to this situation? Aside from letting you see the glasses.
Hmm.
May we? Oh no. Have we exhumed the corpse yet?
What?
I don't think there's a reason to exhume the corpse. Although I do remember asking if there was anyone your not husband was interested in before he,
Well,
vanished.
I said he was working with the police.
Any cop in particular?
Bedshit's the
Oh,
name of the murdered.
yes, him. Him exactly.
The
The cop
murdered.
that was murdered.
Oh, he's the victim?
Mm,
Oh, oh.
No face.
Well, all of the victims have had no face,
I
so that
guess
doesn't really narrow it down.
I guess this really is putting more credence to the theory. Also explains why probably no one followed up on it if he managed to get in with the police for a bit. Position like that, you can delete any evidence.
Get rid of anybody who gets too close.
I think I need to go into witness protection program.
That likely will not help.
Witness
there-
protection or possibly moving to a new location.
The witness protection program on the Rock of Brawl.
If we can find you with little to no effort, then be sure they can.
Well, with witness protection, they would be in a place that is not usual.
But
Yes,
then,
but if the thing has been part of the police, it likely knows the names of all the local witness protection. Would put them.
So your best bet would probably be to
Get in with the
Most
criminal
likely.
syndicates and disappear.
I suppose that could work as well.
I do have some contacts, but it
Have
would
you-
kind of mean leaving the Rock of Brawl.
I mean, if it's not safe here, I suppose leaving the Broker Brown might be the best bet.
And perhaps going to the Fey Realm for a little bit.
No.
Oh,
Probably not the fair.
I mean, the other contacts I have are in the Hells. So,
I could move in with my cousins. It'll be fine.
but then if we could find you, they could find your cousins.
I mean, going off that logic, they could always find me wherever. If they know me far enough, then they could always use, I don't know, a scry spell or whatever to find me.
Consider polymorph and having a mage implant you with false memories.
At
You
least
mean
going
true
to a
poly?
different realm, stop stop scrying from working as well. And also, the friend I have could probably block scrying if they tried. That's if she'd do it.
No offense, but I'll take my chances over going to the Feywilds. I have heard many a thing about that.
Oh, it's fun though. So fun. It really is. It's really fun in the Feywild. I've been all over it.
Are you a fae?
No.
Are you Fey adjacent?
Are you Fey? You've got to tell us if you're Fey.
That's a weird question, because technically all elves are Fey adjacent. They're all descended from Fey.
That's fair.
Either way, I'll take my chances before I go to the Feywilds. I have heard many a different thing, and an old thing like me would not last a day.
You might get young again.
I may get trapped in a painting or...
Turned into a mink.
It's a bit
You might
stereotypical.
sprout a toe for a nose.
Grow a beak.
Exactly.
Regain your lost years.
But you seem oddly persistent on that.
Hey, I've seen it happen.
My head canon now is just, as she's saying this, Flynn is just slowly pushing a pamphlet about Feywild towards her.
God, she's trying to
Friend,
sell
just
a
have the
fucking
frickin'
Feywild
Feywild
timeshare.
resort.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
no, it's just a pamphlet for the Witchlight Carnival. Like,
Don't forget to use promo code whatever the fuck my name is.
Oh, was that? No, I couldn't go to somewhere that murders clowns.
clowns are murdered, clowns are born.
Not after what
Sometimes
I
they're
heard.
murdered and then just wake up.
Not after what I heard. What they did to Chuckles.
Oh, that wasn't the carnival. That was some adventuring party that came through. Killed him straight in the head with a meatball.
I hate that we're referencing this.
I don't even know what the fuck I'm
You
talking about.
started this.
I did, and that's why I hate it.
I assume that's referencing another campaign.
Legends of Evantris.
Hmm.
There is a character that killed a clown by accident by throwing a meatball at his head.
Yeah.
Oh no, he punched Chuckles really hard.
Yeah, he threw the meatball.
And
It
it
was
was
Klutzy.
he killed Klutzy with the meatball.
Essentially, but if you ever seen like any of the animated shorts where it's like a clown saying he's going to commit various war crimes and such, that's where that's from.
Mm.
Can't say I have.
Great. But yeah, it's really. Hold on.
But
So
yes,
are we leaving the lady's house? I feel like we have used up all the leads here.
Sounds about right.
Feel free to take the sketches with you, just in case. The evidence is probably better with you then, if I'm potentially compromised. And I'm assuming you all leave at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So, as we're leaving, I give up trying to untangle my horns, and I just like pull my head down, just ripping a chunk out of the ceiling.
That was not. You could have just asked for help.
Unusor
could
has
have.
acquired lamp adornment.
Usually,
Speaking
so
of,
you'll feel like a tap on your head, Minosaur.
Mm-hmm.
As one of the handles of the chandelier just taps you. Just and you just hear a
speaking
voice.
of help,
You just hear a
help.
voice being like,
Okay,
"Hey,
okay.
do you mind not being
I
so
will
rough next time? You woke me up from my slumber there."
Gonna like try and like Do you mind lifting me up a bit so I can get to your horns? And then can
No need, I can untangle
untangle
myself.
you. Oh, wait, yep, okay, do that, please.
As you see the chandelier just untangle itself, then skitter
Right,
along the
so
ground
the
like a spider.
So you
Huh.
could have done that in the first place, instead
I
of
was
just keeping them tied there.
was that
asleep.
a sapient mimic?
No,
They're
that's
just living light appliances.
I don't like this
not
place.
even that. That's just my pet giant golden orb weaver.
Oh.
Ah,
I've seen a lot of living lights, so
Yeah,
I
no,
just made the assumption.
I'd like to hear it. She just points to like the little spotlights at the corners of the room.
very intimidating security method.
Hey, they didn't call me the old iron interrogator for nothing back in the day.
Oh, you had a career in interrogation?
I was a private investigator.
Oh, that must have been interesting work.
Eh, not really. It was just petty crimes usually back then. The odd
See, I was
cheating
in like
spouse or two. If all
I
these
was
started coming back in my prime, I would have got it solved by now.
I was like kind of stuck in like the priesthood for a while. That was pretty boring.
That explains a lot.
And then what that explain?
Look, all I'm going to say is she always tried to push the Feywild onto me like a priest would push a religion onto someone.
Oh, I don't push my religion onto anyone. But I do kind of have a thing where I have to try and recruit, well, not recruit, but get more visitors to the carnival.
She's gonna
Kind of what
raise a
happens when
brow
you
and
worked there for a while.
she's gonna raise a brow and look to the rest of you, just like a look on her face of, did you guys know this?
With the head, do I still have the sentient chandelier thing on my head?
No, it's moved.
Aw, I was gonna violently shake my head.
I assume Nanza did as well.
Look, it's just a thing. When you've worked for the carnival, they kind of give you a bunch of flyers that multiply, and then you've got to try and just kind of give them out to people and try and get them to visit, play a game, general
Ah,
kind of sell the thing.
it's like the endless cake.
This sounds like enslavement.
I
It's
hate I hate the fact that the first thing that came to my mind is as soon as you've solved this and get off the Raka brow, Flynn's going to ask Marquis and Cog to fly low and she's going to carpet bomb the Raka brow with the flyers.
Look, and she kind of just opens like a bag that she has, like a separate bag from her backpack, and just opens it and it's just full of flyers.
I imagine it's probably one of those things that she opens it and there's kind of like as a few of them actually fly out because they've been multiplied.
Yeah. And it's like they just keep multiplying and you've got to give them out.
And now they're in my house.
Yeah, they don't do anything, really.
I mean, they'll start multiplying if I don't.
Well, they don't multiply once they've been given away. It's only for the person who signed the contract.
Either way, she's gonna scoop them up. I'll go dispose of these out back.
They're fireproof.
Yes, but they're going in a bin, not the fire.
You're feeding a bin paper.
It's a recycle bin. Trust me, I know which bins are supposed to go out on this day. As a voice goes a bit more distant, you hear the back door open. You hear the bin lid open, and then there's a kraboom type of explosion. As you
Kind
see
of
the
go to
body
peek
go
out.
flying back into the building, into the house.
Oh
Ah.
dear God. Is she alive?
Oak. Gently.
Are you going to check?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Given the full frontal half of her is charred up like crazy, probably not.
Does anyone know any healing magic?
Yes.
Casually slaps with a cure wounds.
Just
I don't think a cure wounds can bring back the dead.
Oh, well, then never mind.
did you have anything stronger?
Not me, no.
Oh.
Can I pray to Tiamat to restore this one?
Casually turns her into a dragon
Ooh.
dwarf.
Make me a religion check.
I make the argument that this one could. That's a piss poor check.
Can I also silently, I'm not doing it out loud, but make a plea to
who?
not sever her thread just yet?
Oh, yes, because that's who you're with. See, here's the issue I've had until now, where I've just put two and two together, Dion.
Hmm.
Some reason I thought the same god that you're with this time was the same one god he had from season 1. Then I remember, no, it's the one from that they've been using in Vox Machina.
It's the Raven Queen,
Yes.
which isn't originally from Vox Machina. They
It isn't,
used
but
her,
it's
but
the-
she's not
it isn't, but
originally
it's the
from there.
one. It's where I know her from.
Yeah,
From Dragonlance, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
She's originally a Dragonlance god.
I'll allow you to make me a religion as well.
Wait, isn't she an enemy of my god?
Kinda? I think so. She doesn't like just like pointless death. Like she doesn't like. She has like the threads that she keeps.
She'll, as you both say your prayers, the body remains still and charred. Before there's a slight inhale of air from her. As the
Do
charred
we
skin
know
begins to
whose
crack.
god worked?
The skin begins to crack and flake off, revealing new flesh underneath. She just slowly sits up. Well, that's the 5th assassination I've had in my entire life.
Close.
But it's been quite a while since last time.
Do we know who? Like, do we know who did it?
I was getting to that.
Like,
I was getting to that
oh.
in a sec. She looks over. You could have told me you was a follower as well. I kind of sensed it, but you never
Which
know.
is she talking to?
She's looking directly at you. She pulls out a symbol of Tiamat.
I knew I liked this dwarf!
Basically, I was going
like-
off of whoever rolled the highest, their god would have come forth.
Just kind of like things like silent. It's like, well, maybe you could have severed her thread.
She slowly stands up.
I bow my head respectfully to her. Not in any submissive meaning. It's more just like an acknowledgement of someone who is clearly on the right side of the things.
Yeah, like a one follower to another kind of thing, which
Yep.
she will respond with.
Because, yeah, so I completely have every faith in this woman right now because what my flaw is my piety sometimes leads me to blindly trust those who profess the faith of my god.
Although,
So yeah, look,
There's a Marquis!
although to be fair, this old lady has not given you any reason to not trust her.
yeah, but now I blindly trust her regardless.
Oh no, the Marquis is here. There goes the trust.
What now, bitches?
No.
Hi there.
Well, hello.
So we're outside, right?
No, you're still inside the house, so you got blown back into the house after the explosion. I have been handed a mini roll. But as she stands
Mini-roll.
up, she's just going to feel the front of her face. Oh no! Where did it? She sees
What?
the ruins of it on the floor. The bugger's blown up my glasses.
Oh, Glasses!
Oh, that's a shame.
That's gonna
really
take me
wanted
another
to
couple of
look
years to
at
make
them.
another set.
Wait.
Wait, weren't they magical?
He never claimed that they were magical.
But they cast magic that usually imbue magical properties into.
Hey, Leigh,
Yes?
can I use mending on them?
Mending only fixes a small thing. These things are pretty much obliterated.
Then they're.
Can I ask a question? Is Marquis actually here?
No, you were still doing your own investigation somewhere else, if I recall right.
Sweet. Then I'm
Because,
not gonna make the joke.
okay, because if you was here, this conversation would have been over a while back. Because just to quickly catch you up on a little bit, what's this little old lady not Norm, I said Norm, what's this little old lady dwarf? Found out that they were friends of the Marquis. She told them to get out of her house. Because the last time the Marquis had visited them, the Marquis racked up a lot of damages.
You would think that they would recognize Cog then.
They do
They
recognize
did
your Cog.
recognize Cog.
The difference
But
is,
unlike the Marquis, they liked Cog.
yeah, Cog believes in doors. But
Cog is
It's
Cog
less a
believes
belief, more a theory.
a theory.
I am going to let some investigations happen if they wish.
Yes, instead of being concerned about broken glasses, maybe we should consider who attempted to murder the godmother's is faithful.
I
Your
love the fact that
god is not a god.
You say that while also getting the highest investigation check.
Yep.
So you're the one to see that there is a part of the glasses that wasn't fully obliterated.
Thought they were magical items.
It was the right lens that wasn't obliterated. The one where
Huh.
the
The right
moonbeam shot
lens
from.
is magic. I'd pocket it.
Make me a sleight of hand with advantage. Merely because she doesn't have her glasses on, so her vision is not going to be great to spot this. Yeah, you managed to pocket it,
And
but you wanted to make a perception to see if you see the
yeah,
pocket. Make a perception check. Oh, I'm going to say this is going to be a roll off of a d20.
straight d20.
Straight d20 for you both.
Well, Dion,
I was hoping it'd be meet and beat.
this
So,
goes into my hoard.
yeah, Unusor manages to pocket it.
I was hoping for meet and beat.
Hey, if you want me to make something useful out of it, feel free to point it out.
It goes in my hoard. I will not mention.
Well, Ferrius did just say to you, your god is not a god anyway.
Must not hurt allies.
I'm sorry, are you saying that the Old Mother is not a true god?
Well, yes, she is quite literally an archdevil. It's not a god.
That is more of an honorific.
It's really not. She resides in the hells.
Not by choice.
Doesn't matter whether it's by choice or not, she is an archdevil. Not a god.
She is both.
In all fairness, there are some gods that do end up down there as well.
Not just that, she was a god before she was imprisoned by the Platinum Tyrant.
If you think about it, technically, he's not a god either. He's a really strong ancient dragon.
She just kind of has the look on her face. Like, if you basically if you went on a minute-long swearing tirade in front of like your really conservative nan,
This makes me think of that line from Discworld. You dare bring reason into faith?
Pretty much. But
Oh.
also, I guess this stems to question, because in some editions they are just ancient dragons. In other editions they are actual deities.
Also, you missed the NPC being introduced earlier, Santa. A little kobold grifter seller called the Hornmouth Head Dibbler.
I love it.
I called them meat.
So to kind of cover what you were saying, David, I think Leigh's lore is a bit different.
Yeah.
In 5th edition, the term god is not as a set thing. Tiamat is considered a god, but she's also considered an archfiend. But her divinity, so much that she's a divine thing, so much as she's just this very old ancient dragon that's one half of a. But that's in the same way that Vecna's just a really old lich that stole powers from somebody, and that's why he's considered a god. Like gods.
I mean, gods live and die. Gods
Edition,
can be made.
Yeah.
Things ascend.
But I don't. But Leigh's lore may be different. But just to back, you are correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
There's no. That's the
What?
thing. There's no malice in the way that she's speaking. It's just.
Oh, I know. And I hope that didn't come across from me out of character.
No,
I
no.
was legit
I'm just
We're going.
pointing out. She's not. She doesn't sound like she's being malicious. She's just pointing
Oh, I
it
know.
out.
I know.
She's being a factual person.
Yeah, she's trying to do like the as matter of fact kind of thing.
Oh yeah. I know that. Unusor, however, is blindly faithful. He believes that that Tiamat and her will is infallible, and that him, by enacting what he sees as her will, is just as infallible.
But she will look to you all just in like the haze of half blindness now. So, I'm going to need to go ahead and clean up the kitchen, I guess. Is there anything else you need before you go, or I think I need to lie down, actually.
Is there
What
any more
exactly
questions?
blew up?
The bin.
Sounds like you put it in the wrong bin then.
No. It was the correct bin. I remember the color quite well.
Does it always blow up like?
No.
Well, you're
Especially
not
given
safe
the
to
bin
stay
normally.
here.
To be fair, whoever was in that bin last had put something wrong in there. You don't put a bomb in the paper disposal bin.
No, clearly they were after you.
Indeed.
So, maybe best to just gather your pet and come along.
Yes, you may reside in safety upon our vessel as an honored guest.
No, the Marquis still has to have the final say on whether we have added people.
She is an elderly woman who has survived an attempt on her life. Plus, she might know
was-
more.
I did
Yeah.
not think you virtuous in any way.
That's because,
Are you
and
saying
you
that?
most likely won't know this, given you clearly don't follow the same true God.
There is no true God.
And that right is proof of it. But
There really isn't gods per se at all.
we look after our own kind. Isn't that right, my large red friend?
I slightly incline my head.
I just get the feeling that Minosaur is going to end up carrying around Granny.
It is my turn to have the papoose.
couldn't adopt Mini Mario, instead adopts an old granny dwarf.
Oh, I
The
never
one-
said I was adopting Mini Mario. I'm taking Mini Mario.
The one that I follow doesn't differentiate based on whose faith you follow. All threads lead to the same place in the end.
Ah, a death god.
No matter what faith you follow, your thread will eventually be cut.
I feel like I need to make her make a religion check. I almost tried to roll in OBS.
Nah.
Roll an OBS, you can do it.
Ron, know that if Marquis was here, he would be eyebrow wriggling to hell about the whole "what fate you follow," because Ranna knows what gods we follow, and that's funny as hell.
I hate the fact that I accidentally rolled a 1d10 instead of a d20 and got a crit.
Get fucked! I know you like Sentinels.
Still a better roll. You keep mentioning the word friends.
Yes.
Don't tell me you're a worshipper of the bird.
A bird?
You know,
Do-
the dirty crow. The right?
Crow. Just looks to her shoulder where her raven is perched.
Yes. Further proof.
And he's just tilting his head at her as well.
Further proof.
Raven. Not crow.
Crow, raven, magpie, potato, potato, tomato, tomato.
They are very different types of corvids.
Look, all I'm saying is they all taste the same once you bake them into a pie.
Hi.
Well, you wouldn't be able to beat him into a pie.
Why not?
And the moment you hurt him, he's just gonna poof, go home.
That's still baking him,
is t-
even if it's just for one fraction of a second of him being baked.
Mm.
You'd have to get him in the thing first, and if you hurt him doing that, then poof.
What if they go willingly?
He
Well,
would
that is
not.
also assuming that there wouldn't be a magic ingester. But that's neither here nor there.
And also, yes, everyone ends up the same in the end.
Not quite.
Yes, pretty much.
I mean, you've got your liches, which seem to avoid that.
They are
Certain people can
abominations.
end up just undead in general.
Also abominations.
And even if you're talking about people where they end up dead, different rituals for burial still go in place as well.
Everyone dies,
Yes, but not everybody
as long as
remains.
they're not abominations.
But not everybody remains the same, and therefore not everyone ends up the same.
Everyone dies. That means they end up the same.
For example, I don't know what your knife ears do when it comes to your burial rites,
Varies between different types.
but for us, for worshippers of the All-Mother as well as being dwarves, she will toddle over to a nearby cabinet and pull out what seems to be a fairly sizable diamond. We have our remains ground down and turned into diamonds, which then get sent over to be part of her hoard.
Yes, but when you die, when your thread is cut, your soul departs. The body is no longer you.
I don't know, I'm pretty sure his soul's in here somewhere.
Nope.
Are you
If only one of us had speak to the dead right now.
Well, speak to the dead doesn't work like that. It summons the soul back to the remains. Your soul does leave. And plus, you can do speak with dead, but it'd just bring the soul back to the body.
So,
Which I don't know if it'd count as a body anymore, considering it's now a diamond.
I'm having a comprehend languages moment here. all this interrogation we've been doing, I've had this spell.
What?
Sword of Truth.
I haven't needed it.
No, but
But David, the important thing is Unusor speaks the universal language, which is intimidation and violence. That's
Unusor
him.
hasn't had to
then
think
tried
about
to chastity belt my violence.
that. We still
That-
have the chastity belt.
It's too small though.
That's fine. I can make something else with the stuff.
I mean, Cog can literally copy magic items.
Eh,
What do I have to deal with when you're not here, Santa?
it doesn't
You could-
have to be a chastity belt either.
No, you could just copy the enchantment onto a different thing.
Right, what the fuck? Okay, hold on. Whoa, why are we turning a dead dude in a diamond into a chastity belt? What the
No,
fuck?
no.
Not that. No.
Before we got here, we were discussing Unusor's murder boner. And Cog said we need to get you a murder chastity belt.
And that's how we
And
met
this is where
the
the
aforementioned
salesman
kobold.
Okay, here's the thing. You kept saying the Marquis was the most fucked up individual out of this. Hey, no, it's Cog. The difference is Marquis doesn't fucking hide it.
So,
It slips out every now and then. The
if
Marquis
she,
is just a really good cover.
if she puts the diamond in a bag, I suppose I should take you up on the offer, but I guess. Can you guarantee me that I'm not going to be bothered too much by the Marquis if I'm going to be on your ship for a bit?
He's off investigating, but I don't know. Never mind.
Currently, he's
Disregard.
investigating, and he does have his own spaces.
He does. It's just
If he does not know you are on board, there will be no problem.
he also just, Cog. He has a reputation around here, a reputation of. He somehow manages to get involved in everyone's business. Not maliciously. Don't get me wrong. It's just he can be a bit much. Granted, it's not going to be on my bill this time if anything gets damaged.
I do not
Anything
think
he
you will harm
damages,
the
I tend to
turtle.
fix. And the ship's gotten smart enough to know when to put doors and when not to put doors.
Hey. She will let out a whistle. And as she does so, the spider will descend down again and come to her side. As will the kettle. As will several of the little teacups.
You said
Is
you
it-
didn't want to go to the Feywild. You have so much stuff that would be right at home there.
The difference is, aside from the spider, because he's just a natural creature, these are things I have built myself.
Yes, but it doesn't mean that they won't fit in there.
I am not going to the Feywild.
Will you at least take another flyer?
No, the last time I took 2 flies, I tried to put them in the bin and got blown up.
But you're not going you're not going to the bin this time.
I
You're
saw
better off carpet bombing.
I
Yeah.
saw the old mother and she told me my time was not yet done. I
Which
don't
is weird because you've only got 50 years left. It's very close.
50 years of servitude is better than none.
exactly. There's many things I could get done in 50 years.
This is where one of us learns freaking reincarnate and reincarnates the granny into another form. 50
Even
years
in
later.
death, you will
Do
starve.
not
She turns into an elf.
do not make me pull out the D100 resurrection chart.
Love that.
The,
Actually, watch her turn into a dragon. That would be the funniest
the,
thing.
the last time we pulled that out, a tiefling became a possum.
I love
If
that
she turned into a dragon,
I
she'd turn
remember
into a
that.
little wormling. It'd be-
A tiefling became a possum person, and yet Trickstum still got with that.
Hey, Trickstum liked the person more than the actual fact that they were a tiefling.
Yeah,
Shifty eyes,
Trixie
I
had a lot of
suppose.
growth over that campaign.
Yeah.
I don't know. At first, you were pretty like,
It took some getting used to, I'm certain.
Yeah. It's more natural that way. Either way. As you lead her out of the house, as there seems to be a bit of commotion now, a few more dwarves from around the town are starting to gather outside, trying to see what the explosion was. As she just kind of raises her hands. Don't worry, don't worry. It was just an assassination attempt. You can all go back to your homes now.
Be careful opening your bins.
does
They all,
anyone want to fly it for a carnival?
they all just slowly turn around at you saying that, Cog. Stood there in a bin man's uniform. It's just a bin. As he goes, no, no, one N. One N they mean when they say bin, I hope.
Yes,
we-
one in.
We mean garbage, yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Although
It
I
was the
suppose it would
Santa.
depend on how you feel about the actual race bin.
that'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? Just calling an entire race garbage.
Yes, we saved
You'd
that.
be surprised how many people are like that.
Yes, we saved that term for the garbage golems and the followers of Bahamut.
That's not a race and more a religion, so.
It's less a race and less a religion and more just a travesty.
Has anyone here seen the old Jay and Silent Bob movie?
Is that
No, but that thing looks wet.
that's from I forgot the term now. Was it just called Dogma or something?
Yeah, it is. It's
Yeah.
from the Jay and Silent Bob movie Dogma,
Yeah.
where that is a shit demon, where Jay and Silent Bob are prophets.
Oh god.
So that is me and the old lady, and the shit demon is a Bahamut follower, not born. Shit into existence.
The weirdest part about that film is when God was revealed to be Alanis Morissette.
Yeah, still funny though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I'm assuming that you're going to be leading her back to the ship.
Yeah.
And as for this, I was going to ask if Marquis wanted to do something quickly before then, but he is gone.
She's just like trying to hand out flyers to the dwarves.
As you do
Just
so, there's
posting
like
fly-
they're doing the thing where they nod, smile, and grin. Then as you walk past, they scrunch it up and kind of just toss it to the ground.
That's fine. She doesn't care. She's just trying to empty the bag a bit.
For every one she gets rid of, 5 more take its place.
Don't spawn that fast.
It it becomes one of those cases of, yes, you have handed out a flyer. They have got a week to make it here. If they don't make it here within a week, 2 more take its place.
I imagine somewhere out in the freaking space equivalent of where we are, there's like a comet of just flyers.
What do you think whimsy comets are made of?
Certainly not all those flyers, though. We didn't get a flyer when we rode that whimsy comet that one time, no.
No, I spoke in speech bubbles and Miro became a fish.
We almost died.
Yes.
I don't know why you did it in that voice. That was. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, no, you're right. I was about to say that was neither Chihari or Maeve's voice, and that were like, oh, yeah, no, you encountered one in the castle. I forgot about the castle.
What time is it?
Time that we are wrapping it up, as we are going to end it there for this session.
Yeah.
So, yes. Hope you all had fun. Now that you've got an idea of what exactly the motives are behind this guy and where to go from now on. And we will see you next time on the Devil Darlings. Be sure to also check out Manchester by Night over on this channel as well. And bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.